That's what it is. Up. It's the Wayne Bradley Show. Wayne Bradley Show. It's the Wayne Bradley Show. Yeah.
Callie, Maurice, what's up, everybody? What's up, Darlene? You checking in too? Appreciate that. And welcome to the Wayne Bradley Show. I'm live on Blog Talk Radio, just testing out this new equipment. What's up, Ray? What's up, Maurice? Hey, you guys, if you ever want to call into the actual radio show and talk, it's 845-241-9835. Yeah, I know we got to get some sponsors up there, Jim. I hear that. Welcome back. You know, I'm just doing my first time on Blog Talk in a while, and I haven't done it. But I wanted to invite everybody who wants to listen in or give us a call. It's 845-241-9835. You know, I guess the one thing I just, right now, I guess one of the bigger things we're talking about is this Kavanaugh confirmation hearing and what's going on right now. So how's the family? The family's doing great. You know, kids are doing good. School's back started. Got my oldest daughter in high school, and you know, just the youngest one is about to be walking soon. So you know, Dad stays tired, but I'm doing good. This is the first time I guess I could say I've kind of been on the air again in a while. We wanted to, you know, I am just tripping as a guy. I got to be honest, and watching what's happening here, and watching the way the Democrats have, at the last second, thrown sexual harassment and things like that, you know, into the fold, and it's actually legitimately working. Feinstein had those allegations more than a month ago, and she decided to only show it then. So I think it's unfortunate that as in these days and times that all you have to do is unfortunately throw some kind of allegations. I think that it'd be smart, obviously, to listen to hear her story or whatnot, but I just have a hard time with the idea that this all happened a week before. Why did that chick wait 30 years to come out? You know, I don't know. And the fact is that he has worked in the political realm for a very long time. So I just have a hard time believing that this is the first time that she knew that he was in such a prominent position. And this never happened in any of the other background checks that he'd had, working in the White House, being a judge. And so the timing of it is what I have the biggest issue with. I'm glad that the tone from the White House is obviously that people want to at least hear her story, because these days and times things have definitely changed. But if you want to talk about it, give us a call, 845-241-9835. I'm just, like I said, I'm working on some new equipment here, hoping everything sounds crispy both on the radio and looks like my folks on Facebook can at least see me. So thanks for checking in. What's up, Harry? So he's a gambler as well. I don't know. I think that, like I said before, that would be more worrisome to me than something he did 30 years ago. And with no proof, I think that definitely would be a bigger concern. Arthur Woodson up in Flint, what's up? What's up, my guy? Harry, what do you think, man? I mean, in all fairness, 30 years later, nothing has changed. You know, she just now remembered it 3 days before the confirmation hearing. I don't like calling people liars or anything like that. I just think the timing of it is suspicious at best. That's what I'll say. Suspicious at best. What do you think? Give us a call, 845-241-9835. Man, I feel kind of good. I'm doing a little something in the comforts of home after watching a little football. 17-3 Chicago. Yeah, I know. Paul Carr, what I tell you, man, I watched a little football tonight. A little bit. Not much. Been working, so what's going on, Arthur? You tell me, brother, what's going on up there in Flint? We ought to do a whole show about what's going on in Flint sometimes. It seems like every time I look at the paper or look up the news, something else is going on in Flint. So if you ever want to talk about it, I'd love to have you on. That'd probably be an interesting show to do, have you on there. See, and Maurice, that's what I'm saying. It's just suspect. I wasn't there. I don't know what's going on, but I just think that the timing, if this had been at the beginning of the confirmation hearings, you know, I think that's and as a guy, I think that the timing, if this had been from the very first day the confirmation hearings came out and Feinstein was like, oh, we've got this awful letter that we got in this description, and she had it, and that's the other issue I had. She had it, and she didn't submit it until the last day, and so I feel like this is unfortunately, whether it is legit or not, it was used as a political weapon and not one to actually do if this was something that the Democrats had and they waited to the very last day to submit it, it means to me that, one, they didn't take it that seriously, because this is something, especially as a woman as Senator Feinstein, if she got that a month before that, why wouldn't she have notified everyone in the Senate of this allegation? I would imagine that the Republicans might have went back to the well and said, you know what, this might not, we want a smooth confirmation. This might not be the smoothest path to a confirmation. I don't know, but I just think the timing of it, at the end of the day, is very, very suspect. How's this any different than the Anita clearance? It's not much different, except that I guess the timing of it is a lot different. The fact that, it's your coworker at work is one thing, and it's the most, one of the last things you can remember. Something 30 years later, just the timing of it is bad. What's up, Sonia? Timing of it is the worst part. If any of it is true, it's off. Obviously, a terrible thing and would probably disqualify someone. But the timing of it and the fact that the Senate Democrats held on to it until the very last minute, which to me was just the best way they could derail this process. They knew they had nothing else from a legislative standpoint. So what do? When all else fails against Republicans, you start throwing sexual harassment and allegations that you can't prove but can smear your name. That's the biggest problem with this, is that you don't even have to prove it. His name has been smeared. This confirmation hearings have been smeared because of this, I've seen some of the other things, like I said, gambling and things like that would be more of a concern than what he did when he was in high school. So give me a call. Like I said, I'm just testing everything out here. 845-241-9835. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about any of my folks that are watching either on Facebook. Let's hear from you guys. Give me a call. I can see the folks checking in on Facebook here. So, but yeah, give me a call. Hey, Auntie Joy, what's happening? We talking. Do you believe that? You're a woman. Do you believe that these? My brother Shaka Berry. What's happening, bro? You ought to call in one of these days, man. We would have a fire conversation. Anytime, bro. Anytime. People enjoy bringing up the past. They waited late to delay so it could probably go past the election. That is a serious accusation. Women are afraid to report things like that. Like I said, I just think that the woman actually did report it, I guess. I guess she did report it, and Feinstein's the one that held on to it. So that's my point, What can you do about that? How can you not think that it's not a political thing when they, held on to it for that long? So, Mr. Seague, how you doing, sir? Got a couple folks checking in, at least on my Facebook Live. You can go, like I said, give me a call, 845-241-9835. If you really want to check in and give me a piece of your mind, 845-241-9835 is the call-in number. I'm only going to be on for a little while. Like I said, I wanted to see if I'd love to have at least one person call in so I could test out the conversation piece, Yeah, that'd be cool. One of these days, I've thought about doing a meet and greet with all my Facebook family. One of my birthday years when it's warm outside, get everybody together. That'll be an interesting mix right there. So maybe we'll finally do that this year coming up or something, or holidays or something. But you guys got to behave. Everybody's got to be nice to each other. It's hard on my Facebook page. Yes. Yeah, man. Let's get together. That'd be dope. So I guess when I'm looking through my timeline here, I guess everyone can see. What's up, Ted? How you doing? I guess that people can see that the timing at the very least, a suspect. And that's the word we're all using here, suspect. Because, again, I don't like calling people liars and all that. The woman made the accusation. She sent the letter in, and the person I have a bigger issue with is I will get a venue. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's make that happen. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen. That'll be cool. I remember we talked about that one summer. Just everybody, give people enough time in advance. Bring Arthur Brand up here. Get everybody in the room. Can we get Arthur Brand and Shaka in the same room for a weekend, for a party or something? That would be just everything. Michael Buendo, hello, sir. Salute. We are, like I said, just the timing of it is the thing that makes this most suspect, and I can't wrap my mind around the fact that it was only done to slow down the process. Yeah, that would be funny, wouldn't it, Harry? Get all those guys in the room. That would be hilarious. Call in 845-241-9835. Maybe if anybody wants to chime in, anybody buy any Nike stock in the last week or so. I told y'all that when that dip happened, that was going to represent a good buying opportunity. Anybody buying any of that Nike stock? And just to be clear, like when I went on the show a couple weeks ago, I told people then it was a business decision. Nike's not a social justice warrior company. They're trying to make a buck. And it was advantageous to bring Colin Kaepernick on board to have his own brand. I'm glad that's cool, but this is not about social justice. And so the stock is at its all-time high. LeBron was gloating about that a little bit. Terrence Todd, what's going on, my brother? The minority ethnic chair from the Michigan Republican Party checking in. You had to give us a call. We got a call coming in here. Let's see what we got here. Welcome to the Wayne Bradley Show.
Hi, Wayne. How you doing?
All right. How you doing? Who am I speaking with?
Fine. This is Ken. Ken and Darlene.
Hey, Ken. Hey, Darlene. How you doing?
Fine. So you suspect that the clinical psychologist working in a public university in Palo Alto, California, creates a letter and sends it in and wipes all her social media page to show everybody that she's just a pious little, sincere, loving girl, huh?
Yeah, I gotta admit the timing, the location, just her being a professor out of California raised my first red flag. Like, all right, what's going on here? Out of the blue.
Well, it's obviously it's a hit piece. She's a political activist. Mm-hmm. She's a socialist. She works for. My God, she's in California. Is that even part of the union anymore? And isn't our favorite former lost decade governor a law professor at the University of Berkeley?
Yes,
I think Lisa Possum has said it best at one of the local stand-ups, where she goes, Jennifer Granholm so ruined our economy that even she left the state to find a job.
She sure did, and she's not lying about that. She sure did.
Yeah, well, it's quite obvious that Schumer and Feinstein and the usual suspects have worked with this professor to create a hit piece that's not defendable, because there is no the allegations are out there, but there's no timeline or baseline to these allegations. If I remember right, there's no date, there's no year to the event. She's just saying I was 15 and it happened. And
right.
There's a suspect. You're being very polite.
Well, I try to be polite. I can't. I don't want to in any way make it seem like that I'm trying to make this person, make her a martyr by calling her names and going, because now then she'll be.
No, you're. Well, you're.
I won't do that. I just think, and I do think that if she really has her story, the question I would have is why did it take Feinstein so long to release it, and she releases it 2 or 3 days before the confirmation?
Yeah. Well, I was listening to Rush Limbaugh when I was running errands a little bit today, and he reviewed this issue, and it's simply a hit piece. It's the last Hail Mary that they have. They want to use it for delay, and in a political correct world in politics, this would work. They would delay the nominations, bring her in for a hearing, and they would play it out in the media for as much as it's worth. But this is, Providence has blessed us with putting Donald Trump in the White House because of our hard work, yours included. And the dynamics have changed. This media hit piece that they did on Clarence Thomas when they did his confirmation hearings with Anita Hill, this is what their baseline is, and they're trying to model it on this. And this girl was willing to step up. Now, I was waiting for Gloria Allred to come up and have a news conference with the girl saying we're going to sue. But
I think they smartly kept Gloria Allred out of that. She's about the only person that's missing from this group right now. The attorney is supposed to be part of some group that George Soros funded. So there's a lot of stuff out there. I don't know what's fact yet, so I'm not going to go off of that. But I just think the timing is, at the very least, it was well planned to wait to the very last minute to drop this bombshell. And it's quite obvious to the average person out here. Even some of my Democrat friends on my page, they can recognize that the timing is very suspect.
Oh yeah, it's off the charts. I mean, this is 20th century old school progressive politics.
I appreciate it. It's one of those things where there's no bottom to how far they'll go to take someone out. And I guess the easiest way now is to make these kind of allegations where you don't even necessarily need proof, but you damage a person's reputation, and that's pretty scary.
Well, he is a public actor, and as a public actor, they're allowed to throw tomatoes at you. Now the question is, when this hits baseline, is this a factual assertion on her? And being a clinical psychologist, she'd know how to beat any kind of a lie detector test. I mean, she's good at this. That's her profession. And so the question, they're trying their best to make her story legitimize it with lie detectors and things of that nature. Right.
And again, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm saying the timing of when it was released is where I have the biggest issue. I think if this would have been released in the first week and they put her on the stand, then we could all make a determination then. I still think 30 years later is a bit out there, but I mean, I just think that the way they did it, which was in a way, and to me, which is going to motivate other guys to push it through because it's obvious they're just trying to stop the hearings at this point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they are. Well, hopefully Grassley has the kahunas to realize this is a fraud and to move the hearing forward. For you would think if this was legitimate, that if Feinstein had the letter for the past 60 days, so this was orchestrated, choreographed. And the bottom line, if there was integrity to this allegation, you believe they would have addressed it during the hearings. But there, in my opinion, the validity of these accusations is extremely thin. If it was a frozen day on the ice, I wouldn't go out on it because you'd fall through. And the issue was never brought to the hearing. Of course, the hearings have become nothing but a show anyway. But if it had any meat to the bone, like you say, they would have brought it to the floor of the hearing. But they don't want it to bring. I don't think
he would have ever got it pointed to any of the other judges that he was. If this is really. But, I mean, she's saying she just never told anybody about it. And I just that's a tough
Well, it's sort of like when we did Right to Work and we had those union members storm the Senate chambers and they were all arrested and detained. And a friend of mine said those are future union leaders. So there's some quid pro quo that we don't know about here with her. Maybe she's going to become a clinical psychologist to the new Jennifer Graham-Hold law theory class out there at Berkeley. Who knows?
Oh, my goodness.
But there's something in the background we don't know that motivated her. And this wasn't done because she's concerned about Kavanaugh as the man. They're concerned because they know with Kavanaugh on the court and with ideally Ruth Bader Ginsburg being the next one to step down either through God's grace or her own volition, will give us a court that will, can give us an opportunity that we haven't had in our lifetimes to bring some sanity back to our laws. Not this, how these judges legislate from the bench. It's
not these activists judges that we have nowadays.
Right.
We call them activist judges because they're not trying. They're trying to create new laws all on their own. So, well, Ken, thank you. I really appreciate you calling in. Does everything sound good on my end? Coming back to you, everything is laying the right way.
Yeah,
excellent.
You're
excellent.
coming off the wall. We really appreciate you putting yourself out there like this, and congratulations.
Oh, well, thank you. And, I appreciate everything that you and your wife do, making us look good in the Michigan GOP. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
We appreciate the kind words. You take it easy now, sir. Give our best to the family.
All right. You have a good evening.
Bye-bye, sir.
Bye-bye. All right. Appreciate Ken checking in with me, my folks. Let's see who's joined in on Facebook. So I'm going to figure out a way. I'm going to see if there's a way that I could take the audio that's on my Blog Talk Radio and link it into my Facebook like the good old days. That would be pretty cool. But if not, you can just log into it. Go to Blog Talk Radio. The link is right there at the top of my Facebook page. You can listen in and give us a call. 845-241-9835. Thanks, Ken, for calling in again. Appreciate it. Yep. Oh, hey, Tip, how you doing? Hey. How you doing over there? Hope all is well. One of these days we have to talk to you about entrepreneurs here in the city of Detroit. Matter of fact, my daughter is interested in doing hair, so I definitely should be talking to you. You could give her some real professional tips. So I'll reach out to you about that one of these days. Give us a call, 845-241-9835. If you think that the timing of this Kavanaugh revelation is a little strange, give me a call. I'd love to talk to you about it. Maybe there's some people here that think that disqualifies. I don't think just the allegations do, because if allegations are going to disqualify people from these jobs, Dewey, you got to, I'm going to start doing, maybe I should do a show from your location one of these days, man. We could do that. Always looking for nice, different venues to promote. We could do that. Give us a call, 845-241-9835. Only got a few more minutes left. I just wanted to test it out and see if I could. Last thing I got to figure out, I guess, is if I can take my audio of what's going on the show and you guys can hear it on Facebook. But if not, you just have to call in or click the link above and you can listen in right there for the callers. But 845-241-9835 is the call-in number. Let's see here. Yeah, bro. Vegan Cafe 313. That's what I said, man. I have to come by your spot. That's what I told you. That's what I said, man. Come by. All right. We got another call coming in. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Thank you for calling to the Wayne Bradley Show.
What's up, Wayne? It's E. Brown, man. How you living?
I'm all right, bro. How you doing?
I'm all right. At the end of the day, and I've been saying that from Jump Street, you have to have and allow both of these individuals to be heard. Yes, it's going to be a he say, she say, but at the end of the day, the only way that you can get to the bottom of it is who comes across as most credible, and that's how the committee will decide. We saw the same thing 27 years ago, back in October 1991, with Clarence Thomas and Anita Hill. They both were heard. At the end of the day, the senators went on to confirm him accordingly as they saw fit as it relates to the evidence. So,
right. Well, I mean,
I
think the crazy part about this is the lack of evidence, the fact that she just is bringing this up 30 years later. And this is the part, I'm not going to even question that part.
Okay, let me break something down for you, Wayne. Let me break something down for you. I have a friend that was raped by her stepfather. She did not say anything until the baby was 18 years old. I have another friend who was molested by a cousin. She did not say anything until she was 25. I don't get into any arguments when it comes to how long somebody waits. I've never been raped. I don't understand the trauma of it. So I don't use an excuse of how long someone waits.
What about the fact that Feinstein waited? What about Feinstein waiting until the last minute? Does that affect anything in the way that...
No, let's respect her wishes. The wishes of the accuser was that she not say anything. That was the wish of the accuser. The accuser was outed by the media. Feinstein, even though she met with Kavanaugh, waited on it due to the fact that this is what the accuser, Dr. Ford, wanted her to do. You have to reach from a woman that has been traumatized, allegedly. So I don't have a problem with Feinstein doing what she's doing. Again, it was a wish of the individual. And people are so busy trying to politicize this. Let's have some integrity, and deal with it from the point of view of, again, I've never been traumatized in that way. So, again, I'm not going to worry about how long she waited. I have friends that have been molested as well as raped by a stepfather. Her own mother did not believe her. So she had the baby claim that someone else was the father. She didn't say anything about it until the kid was 18 years old. So, again, I'm not going to criticize how long someone has waited. Another friend of mine, her cousin, same blood. She didn't say anything. It started at 12. She didn't say anything until she was 25. People do not understand the scrutiny that another person faces when it comes to going through something like that. You have mothers that don't believe their daughters. They take their boyfriend or their husbands or whatever over their own blood. That's a problem. That's why people are traumatized. That's why people don't say anything. And I don't know anything about Dr. Ford. I don't know anything about Judge Kavanaugh. I just believe in a due process system that allows them both to be heard and to let the chips fall where they may.
Fair enough. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that they're both going to testify to this on next Monday at this point. So,
on Monday, right.
Now, President Trump said that he wanted to hear it. He said that he wanted her to have a fair chance.
Come on. It's funny. Number 45 is saying that when he tries to shy away from anything that pertains to him. We all know that Michael Cohen.
But I mean, in all fairness, I know you don't like. He's not your favorite president, but in all fairness, this morning he was very clear about that. He said that he wanted to make sure that she had an opportunity to speak. He said that if they had to hold off the confirmations for a couple more days, then that was fair. So I think that the president actually showed a little class and compassion in this scenario.
He showed Wayne, with all due respect, Wayne, he showed no class. Nor did he show anything of a human being when it comes to the fact of he has not said anything as it relates to letting Stormy Daniels be heard. He has not said anything with regards to the Playboy Playmate being heard. So
but
he
we're
can't
not
have
talking about
that.
We're talking about Judge Kavanaugh. We're talking about Kavanaugh here. We're not talking about those allegations.
Be transparent.
And those allegations aren't the same. She's not claiming his allegations are not rape. This is about sexual harassment and assault. Those were extramarital affairs that they're accusing him of. Those are two different things. And that's why Trump is going to win in 2020. You can't just throw those things together.
Wait, that's your guy. And he has denied every single thing as it relates to him. He has denied every single thing to him. So don't get on a high horse and say that this woman should be heard.
I think he was very presidential. I think he was very presidential in the way
he was very hypocritical. It's a difference between being a hypocrite and being presidential. He has never shown me to be presidential since day one. He's very hypocritical, Wayne. The fact that he said this lady should be heard when he's denying everything that pertains to him, the guy is a damn hypocrite, Wayne. I don't care how you look at it.
I think that you're looking at is apples and oranges. Those women signed agreements. They signed agreements. This was not sexual assault or any kind of sexual harassment, and he's already won as president. It's big differences.
The fact that they signed agreements, right? The fact that they signed agreements that he was party to proves how much of a hypocrite he is. He's willing to hide. He's willing to hide. This woman is
accusing Kavanaugh of doing something against her wish. She thought she was going to die that night, is what it said. That's a big difference. I'm giving credit to where credit is due. President Trump did the right thing.
Wayne, he's a hypocrite. How can you give him credit? He was willing to have women sign documents so they be paid and keep it quiet. That is the height of hypocrisy. That is the height of a bad human being, and that is the height of a person that lacks integrity.
Well, again, people did not elect him for being that wasn't why they elected him to be their preacher or a good human being. They elected him to get something done in D.C., and I think that he's done that.
Well, He wanted
this
to say
is
that he
a big
wanted to have the
difference.
electoral college votes. The people did not elect him.
This is a lifetime confirmation. You know, this job is for life. And so I think that there's a different sort of scrutiny.
And because it's for life, let me get back on track. That's why both parties need to be heard and let the chips fall where they may.
I'm with you on that, and I think that after all the chips fall, Judge Kavanaugh will still be confirmed. But I do agree that let everyone hear everything that needs to be heard, so we're not drowning out anyone's voice. And hopefully Judge Kavanaugh will be able to clear his name. But once they smear it with this kind of thing, even if it's not proven he did anything wrong, he has to walk around with the smear the same way that they tried to smear Clarence Thomas, Eric.
Well,
same
come on, Wayne. We know that Clarence Thomas lied. It's not the same thing. We know Clarence.
How do we know that
he got
Clarence
confirmed?
Thomas lied?
Even though Clarence Thomas got confirmed, we know that he lied.
How? I don't know that he lied.
Had the Me Too movement been out in 1991, Clarence Thomas would have never been a justice on the Supreme Court. Never.
So,
he would not have made.
Eric, let's just be honest here, brother. Do you think sometimes the Me Too movement is gone? You know, like they're claiming people that made like Judge Kavanaugh. This is from 30 years ago. Like, is there, every time someone make this claim, should we now tell this person they can't get a job? Or I mean, we're talking 30 years ago. And nothing. She didn't say that it happened.
Again, it's personal for me, Wayne, because I have friends that have been raped. So I don't care about how long. I don't care if it was 40 years ago. So for me, it's personal. I can relate to a woman not coming forward due to the public shaming that she's getting right now. No one knows what happened, so she don't even deserve the public shaming that she's getting.
I haven't seen
the Republican Party.
Publicly shaming her right now.
You got people public shaming her just because she has made an allegation. That's why people don't come forward. I just told you about a friend of mine whose mother did not even believe her. She waited till her kid was 18 years old before she said, "This is the person that raped me, and this is what's born out of that rape."
Woo, that's deep. That's deep.
You know, so come on. I mean, I don't care about how long it takes a woman to say this is what happened to her.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, you've added some more insight to that. I do appreciate, as always, your honest opinion on these issues, my brother. Thank you for calling in tonight. And at some point, we're going to have to link up and do some more shows, all right?
All right, Wayne.
Thank you, bro, for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
All right. If anybody else wants to call in, that was my brother Eric Brown calling in, 845-241-9835. I am going to figure out for my Facebook folks how to bring it onto both screens here. Let me see what the score of this game is. 24-10. Oh, man. Gruden played himself, y'all. Getting rid of Mac. Played himself. They walked in with an ego so big that he traded the best defensive player on the team. Best defensive player in the league almost at this point for a couple draft picks. Gruden still thinks this is the early 2000s. He still thinks he's run things that way, so give him credit for being hard-headed. Give us a call, 845-241-9835. Maybe some days I should just do sports just to have fun, you know, talk about these Lions about to go 0-3 this week facing New England Patriots, thinking Josh Gordon's about to come out looking like Randy Moss, go for about 200 yards, 12 catches, 2 touchdowns. What's the over-under on him getting at least 150 yards on the Lions? I don't know. It's going to be bad. Josh Gordon's going for at least a $150 and 2 touchdowns on that Lions defense with Tom Brady. That's the second coming of Randy Moss playing with Tom here. It's going to be big. Huge. It's going to be huge. Give us a call, 845-241-9835. So I had a guy call in and said that he was explaining to him he didn't care how long it took for someone to speak up because he had people that were close to him that had experienced that kind of abuse, and it took them a long time to speak up. And I agree with that. I get like part of the issue was it took so long for Feinstein to say something, but my caller said that it was against, it was because of the wishes of the victim. So we'll see. Let them both speak, and let's see if the people are convinced. Let's see if the Senate is convinced with that, and let the chips fall where they may. Well, so far, I wonder how I could do that. I need a computer, a techie of some sort that could figure out how to get my sound from one thing into the other. It seems like it shouldn't be that hard. Or maybe I could just take off my headphones and let it play through the speakers right here. Maybe that's it. All right. I'm gonna get out of here soon. I just wanted to test it out and see kind of reaction. Maybe I'll do something earlier in the morning some days. It's kind of late right now. Yeah, I'm on awfully late. Yep, that's what I said too, Jason. So I might need to go on a little earlier in the morning, but my work schedule does not permit. Maybe I'll do it earlier in the morning as opposed to late at night. So I do appreciate people checking in, and thanks. I'm about to check off the line in a minute. Give me a call, 845-241-9835. But, yes, I usually get more traffic during the daytime, Jason, just from doing a live. What's up, Aaron? So I guess I was excited more than anything just to test out this, this big boy mic here that I got and see how everything worked. It sounded like the calls I was getting, they really went well. So give us a call, 845-241-9835. Bring guys like Rick Ector on here. We got to talk again. Yeah, I know, Jason. He said awfully late. Doobie, yes, we're going to definitely talk about the Vegan Cafe. Yes. I told you, man. That's what we're going to do. We're going to definitely do that. I'm not a vegan, but I'll broadcast live from there. I am a true carnivore. I've heard stories that kale and coconut oil, when you put the coconut oil under the kale, it makes it easier to discard of it back into the trash. That's what I've heard. Give us a call, 845-241-9835. If I don't hear from anybody soon, I'm going to check out of here and, we'll, go back on this another night. But I just thought it was fun to even get back on the air and share some opinions. It's been a while since I've been on the air just talking with the folks. So I am going to get off the air and go to bed. Goes to bed this Saturday, but we'll see. All right, I'm checking off. I'm going to check off first on the radio show. This is going to be my last. You got a minute here left. 845-241-9835. Maybe I'll start doing them in the morning. What do you guys think? Maybe about 8 or 9, do an hour and get on with the rest of my day. So I do enjoy folks calling in. But that number will be the same, the 845-241-9835. All right. I'm going to check off the show first in this episode. Been on here for about 40 minutes. And just so you know, you can always listen to my shows podcasted on your iTunes, SoundCloud. So if you have iTunes, you can go on there and look up the Wayne Bradley Show, and you'll get all my episodes, everything I've done. And also, every time I get a new show, it updates automatically. So follow me on there as well. All right, I'm checking off the show first. Do that. And